Have a seat. Sachin Goel, is it?
Yes, sir.
You look different from the photo.
I have shaved, sir.
Yeah, good. Good.
You look very different, honestly speaking.
Now, Sachin, you are an MBBS.
Yes, sir.
You come from a very good, well-settled family. What is the meaning of your name?
So the meaning of my name is derived from a Sanskrit word Sachinendra, which means pure. Sachi was Indra's wife, so Sachi is Indra. So it's another name for Lord Indra as well.
Okay. And some people say that it is for Shankar also. For Shiva.
Yes, sir. It's another name for Lord Shiva as well.
Now, Sachin, you are a doctor, full-fledged MBBS. Recently, there had been a controversy that the Ayurvedic doctors also should get the same pay packages, everything as the MBBS doctors. And there had been a ruling by the court. What was it?
Sir, I am not aware about the ruling of the court regarding this matter, but I agree with the fact that Ayurveda doctors should be paid at scale with the MBBS doctors.
But the court observed that Ayurvedic doctors do not perform surgeries. They are not trained for that, whereas MBBS doctors are, and therefore they are a shade higher than Ayurvedic doctors. And court rejected their plea. Anyway, now I see that you are one of the bravest candidates who has opted for medical sciences. We don't see many of that kind. Then I see that your father is general manager in DHEL.
Yes, sir.
And mother is a pediatrician.
Yes, sir.
So, well settled. And you have made quite number of attempts in civil services.
Yes, sir.
4 attempts in pre.
So this was my 5th attempt.
Okay. And once you went up to twice you appeared, twice you appeared, three times you appeared in the mains.
No, sir, 2 times.
What do you think, why couldn't you clear the interview?
Sir, this is my first interview. I haven't cleared mains yet. I have cleared just this mains.
Okay. I'm sorry. And you have appeared in combined medical services also.
Yes, sir.
There also you have appeared in written examination, but you couldn't appear in interview.
I was not qualified, sir, to appear for the interview.
What was the subject? You must have taken a medical subject.
So combined medical sciences has all the subjects of MBBS.
All the subjects okay.
Yes, sir. It is an MCQ examination with all the subjects.
And what value does it add, being an MBBS?
So it's only for the MBBS graduates, the combined medical services, because it has all the subjects from MBBS divided into 2 papers. So paper 1 and paper 2, only MBBS graduates give that exam. Yes, ma'am.
So right now you are only preparing for the civil services.
Yes, sir. Yes,
not
sir.
Practicing anymore.
Not practicing, sir.
Your hobbies, very interesting. Brewing coffee.
Yes, sir.
What type of coffee you brew? I mean, how many main types of coffees are there in the world?
So regarding the type of beans, there are mainly 4 types of beans like Arabica, Robusta, Excelsa and Liberica. But sir, most commonly amongst the coffee brewers, Arabica beans are the most famous and most popular. And I usually brew using 100% Arabica beans only.
And Arabica is costlier as well.
So a little bit more costlier than Robusta.
And what is the difference between Arabica and Robusta?
So mainly the difference lies in the fact that Robusta is more robust, as it comes from the name. Robusta is more robust to the pest infections. So in India, we have 70% production of Robusta only, because since it is pest resistant, it is very economical for the farmers. Earlier we used to have the Arabica beans, but now we have shifted to Robusta for that. Robusta has a little bit of a burnt flavor, a little bit of bitter flavor, Arabica beans usually, since they are grown at
Bit sweeter.
not sweeter, they have a fuller profile, as the coffee people say. They are able to experience more flavors as compared to the Robusta, which is just like on the bitterest side of the coffee.
And where does India stand in production of coffee in the world?
Sir, India is currently the 6th largest producer of coffee in the world, globally.
And which states?
So, India's maximum production comes from Karnataka, which accounts for around 70% of the coffee production. Then comes Kerala with around 25%, and some portion around 4 to 5% from Tamil Nadu as well. These are the traditional areas of coffee growing in India, sir. There are some non-traditional areas like Andhra Pradesh and Odisha as well, and there are some amount of coffee is produced in the northeastern states as well, sir.
And all produce Robusta.
So 70% is Robusta, 30% is Arabica.
And what is Mocha Cafe?
So Mocha Cafe is a form of espresso in which we add a hint of hot chocolate or chocolate. So it gives a chocolatey flavor to the coffee as well.
And cappuccino?
So cappuccino is the base of every coffee every coffee drink is the espresso that we extract from the machine. In the espresso, if we add foamed milk in the espresso, then the cappuccino is formed.
And mochaccino?
So mochaccino, we add chocolate as well along with the milk.
Okay, good. Good. You have played badminton.
Yes, sir.
You regularly play badminton even now?
Sir, due to the preparation now, it's become very less frequent, and it's mostly now the role of badminton in my life right now is to just have some kind of physical exercise so that it doesn't.
Any idea who got Khel Ratna award this year?
This year, Sir Mohammad Shami just got the Khel Ratna.
No, in badminton.
This year, sir, I have no idea.
Chirag
and
Sai.
Sairaj, Satvik Sairaj.
Okay. Sachin, like from MBBS to IAS all the way?
Yes, ma'am.
Why this shift?
Ma'am, it was during my experience in AIMS Bhopal only when I made this decision of shifting to preparing for civil services. During my course at MBBS, I realized that healthcare does not only involve giving individual patient treatment. It also involves other aspects like preventive measures, policy formulations and in their implementation, as well as raising public awareness. Sir, I want to expand my role as a clinician to cover these aspects as well. Also, ma'am, I have seen that the roles the civil services offer me in different sectors will challenge me personally at every level and will help me grow as a person. So on a personal level also, sir, ma'am, it was my decision to shift to civil services.
So
Also got inspired from your elder
mother.
Elder brother, yes, sir.
You got inspiration from him also? He is also preparing?
Yes, sir. He is also preparing.
So wasn't MBBS challenging enough?
Ma'am, it was challenging, but it was, like I said, I think it was too specialized of a branch, and I wanted to expand my horizons to a more diverse sectors as well.
Okay.
And how would you apply your medical knowledge?
In your field, administrative field?
Sir, like I said, the experience I had, like one of the examples is, sir, when we used to visit our urban slums in Bhopal as a part of our postings. So we were allotted families to take their medical history and solve their problems and take them to the hospital if needed. So most common infections were dengue infections, stomach infections. So now, sir, no matter how much a doctor prescribes a medicine, if the drains around that area are not clean, they are not gonna be free of infection. So I think I have an eye for things in the preventive sector as well. So, sir, as a civil servant, I would like to use this experience of more focusing on the preventive care than the curative.
How will it help if you are given Indian Revenue Service?
Sir,
Or audit an account, which is altogether different?
Sir, policy formations like IRS gives you the pulse of the Indian economy, sir. I think if one of the factor is if like an income tax officer does his work well, if the state has more money, if the state has more tax to spend on government.
Your medical qualification. How is it beneficial if you are in Indian Revenue Service?
Sir, Indian Revenue Services is more of a specialized branch, sir, and which requires a very specific knowledge of certain things. And my experience as a doctor, sir, I have, like I said, I have been, I know how to specialize in a subject or how to go deep in a subject. So I think, sir, I will be able to very much inculcate that new curriculum as well and serve the service.
Okay, Sachin, India altogether and Delhi precisely is suffering with pollution issues. The government has taken measures. GRAP, please expand about that.
Ma'am, the Graded Response Action Plan is an initiative by the Government of Delhi and the Supreme Court, which has a variety of, which has levels of restrictions that they put according to the pollution levels. So they are categorized into many different levels, and if the level rises, they put more and more restrictions like this, close schools and restrict the movement of vehicles according to the pollution levels, ma'am.
Can you be like more particular? What is the grading? Poor, severe? How is it given? What AQI is it based on?
Ma'am, I only recall the severe one if the AQI is more than 500, then it's called severe category.
If severe is 401 to 450 and severe plus is 450 and beyond.
Sorry,
Okay.
ma'am.
Chalo, done. Now tell me from your medical knowledge, difference between pneumococcal pneumonia and pneumonia.
Ma'am, pneumonia as a broad term is an infection of the lung. And if we talk about pneumococcal pneumonia, then it specifically points to pneumonia which is caused by the pneumococcal organism. Not there are different types of pneumonia as well, like viral pneumonia is there, fungal pneumonia is there. But if we talk about pneumococcal pneumonia, it's a specific form of pneumonia.
So to be more precise, pneumococcal is caused by a bacteria.
Yes, ma'am.
And a streptococcus.
Streptococcus.
And the pneumonia can be bacterial,
Bacterial,
fungal, or
viral as well.
that way. So be specific that pneumococcal is bacterial.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the right answer.
Just one ethical question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, please
Just one
continue.
ethical question. There was a news that now babies will be produced in incubators and they will be genetically managed according to the wishes of parents. How? And the second news was that on laboratory level, human organs, limbs could be produced. So, how ethical is that?
Sir,
I mean, you produce a baby with 4 limbs and to be used in other places where it is required. Or you produce babies according to the wishes of parents who could obviously afford.
Sir, ethically, sir, if we consider the whole scenario, this whole technique was the technique of pre-implantation genetic modification was there to enhance, to remove the genetic disorders that the babies have. Now, sir, if we people are expanding it to customize their babies, sir, I think it's ethically not correct because we are not following the thing that because of which that technique was used, and now we are using it for our personal gains too, which you said, sir, can be used for creation of for monetizing the product as well.
Sachin, everybody knows peacock is a bird, and they don't lay eggs. So where do we get the young peacocks from? Baby peacocks.
I can't recall, ma'am. I think they are viviparous, like they lay off.
Peahen lays the egg. Peacock doesn't lay eggs, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now tell me, recently President Murmu has given assent to 3 laws, these criminal law bills. What are those?
Ma'am, the 3 criminal laws bills are there to replace the older laws. That's the Bharatiya, the Indian Penal Code 1860, the Criminal Procedure Code 1973, and they are called the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita to replace the Indian Penal Code. Bharatiya Shakya Sakshya.
भारतीय नागरिक सुरक्षा संहिता for CRPC
Yes, ma'am.
and the भारतीय
Sakshya,
साक्ष्य संहिता
the-
for Indian Evidence.
Evidence Act. Yes,
That
ma'am.
is the such.
Sakshya.
Okay, Sachin, if I give you a choice to go for post-graduation in medical field,
Yes, sir.
which field will you select, will you prefer, and why?
Sir, I would try to prefer the community and family medicine field for my post graduation. So my reasons are the similar because this field allows me to work towards the profiles that I want to. Like in community medicine, if we want to pursue, we can pursue the roles of a medical expert in WHO as well, which are there to promote, formulate new policies, health related policies, and it is one branch which deals with the preventive aspect of medicine as well. So these are the reasons I want to pursue community medicine, and also is a branch which lets you go out in the field and see the problems for yourself.
See, they say prevention is better than cure, right? If we take this maxim to the highest level, everybody goes for prevention, then your medical field, profession will go for a 6. Nobody will come to you. Everybody is doing prevention, prevention, prevention. What do you say?
Sir, on an ideal level, sir, it's good if there are as less diseases as there are, and it also means that, sir, in a country like India, where the doctor patient ratio is not up to the mark, if we have less and less diseases, it would mean that better care could be actually given to the people who are diseased. So I think, sir, medical science will not vanish, but it will actually help the patients who are actually with diseases, who will get more personalized care from the doctors if we go for more prevention.
I'm saying something, you understand. A cyclist is a disaster. A cyclist is a disaster for Indian economy. Do you understand the statement?
Yes, sir.
Now explain. Is it so or is it not so?
Sir, I think there are two aspects of this statement as well. If we look into the aspect of positive aspect of the thing, a cyclist means that the person is physically more active, and it's going to be, we can assume that he is going to be more healthy than a person who is not a cyclist. So we can assume less burden on the Indian healthcare economy. So that will be a positive thing. But on the negative side, India is a country where which depends on like a cyclist. A person who uses cyclist is not using automobiles, is not using the fuels, is not using the other aspects of Indian economy, which is actually very important for the growth of our country. So the more and more people, if more and more people will use cycles, these manufacturing industries which India aspires to be a champion in will suffer and can lead a disaster to the Indian economy.
Now, what is the Hippocratic oath that you people take, and how relevant it is?
So the crux of Hippocratic oath is to harm no one. That the doctor's duty is to cause no harm to a person and to serve the patient to the best of our ability. And so its relevance is, in newer times, is very relevant, as we see cases of medical negligence, cases of like very important fact that I have seen in my city is the abuse of Ayushman Bharat cards that the private hospitals do to raise their bills and fuel their income. Sir, I think if the relevance of Hippocratic oath comes there, that they should not cause any form of harm, be it physical or economical, to the patient.
Not causing harm is a part of Hippocratic oath.
So it crux of Hippocratic oath.
Okay. While selecting the services, your first choice is IAS, of course. Second is customs. Third is income tax. Fourth is police, and fifth is foreign service.
Yes, sir.
This is something unusual. Why customs at the top after IAS?
So customs, because of the fact that I was like the usual order is in central services, people use IPS, Indian Police Service over the customs. My preference of keeping customs over IPS was basically the reason that I was not confident about going to the Indian Police Services. And I think I could, like I said to sir also, I could in branches which require more specialization like IRS branches like customs and income tax, I could be more beneficial and better in the service as compared to branches like Indian Police Services. So that's why I've kept Indian Custom Services
Police
over.
is a highly specialized service. For IFS is also highly specialized.
Yes, sir, but there are aspects of Indian Police Services like if we consider multiple aspects of Indian Police Services like investigation work and the policing work. I agree with I think I could do well in the investigative field, but sir, the places where the police requires to use force, I am not entirely comfortable with using force in any form. And if I think I am not able to lead my team in a manner where I am afraid to use force, I think it will be harmful to my whole team. So that is why, sir, I have kept IPS below.
But if there is a big procession outside your office, and many times you may be required to order force, order lathi charge and all that, you will not order because it may harm the people, or you will start shivering by ordering this. Even firing also, even fire you have to order.
Land on
Huh?
police service.
Not land, sir. Otherwise, also, if you are collector, we understand you will get into IAS, and you have to order to your police SP fire or lathi charge. Will you order or not order?
Yes, sir, I will order.
But you are not comfortable there.
Sir, I am not comfortable using the force myself.
No. They see, as a doctor, are you using the force yourself anytime? No. So using force your time yourself is gone. You have to order force,
Yes, sir.
and you are not comfortable.
Sir, I am comfortable in ordering force, sir. I am not comfortable in using the weapons or any of that sort myself because I think at that moment I might shiver if while using the weapon, not while ordering for.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, in Israel, Gaza war,
Yes, sir.
every Israeli fellow, whether soldier or not soldier, is carrying the AK-47 to go out. If God forbid, similar situation happens here, will you carry AK-47 and kill the enemy or not?
Sir, in Israel, they are given compulsory military training to every.
No, even if not given, children are carrying AK-47 to kill the enemy. Will you kill the enemy if required?
Yes, sir, I'll definitely do. I
But
might
you
not be
will
the best at it, sir, but I'll do it if
Not
required.
best. You have to carry AK-47 and kill the enemy, shoot standing before you.
Yes, sir, I'll do that. If the situation like that arises, I'll do that.
Okay, last question from my side. You said it is a shift from medical to the civil services,
Yes, sir.
shift, right? You are expert in medical.
Yes, sir.
Why should we shift you from your expertise to a field of which you know nothing? Why
In
should
other
we
words,
shift?
why should you be
Why should you be
made
shifting?
a generalist from a specialist?
You are a specialist doctor. Now in the IAS, there is nothing specialist. Your specialization is not required. Why should we shift you from a specialization to a general field of which you know
And that too,
nothing?
when the government has spent so much
Of
money
which
on
you know nothing.
every
That is another question, sir.
medical.
That is another question. Of which you know nothing. Why should we shift you? You use the word shift.
Sir, the sense in which I use the word shift was in the way that I am shifting my role from, like I said, shifting my role from individual patient care to a more generalist approach. I am not shifting from healthcare per se, I am merely expanding my horizons as a healthcare provider. By providing services by helping in providing services like policy formation, implementation, public awareness, I would be expanding my role as a healthcare provider, and I think, sir, that can be useful in the times when there are calls for need for specialization in civil services as well, sir.
But you said you are shifting from a specialized to a general person. In your field only, for every part of the body there are specialists.
Yes, sir.
And the one doctor of eye specialist does not touch the skin does not touch the bone does not touch the hair, all kinds of. You have promoted specialization yourself, your medical field. Now you are saying you will promote this generalization. How come that?
Sir, I haven't personally opted for any specialization in medical science.
No, but I've given you choice. You opted.
So, if given a choice, that
Doctors are specialists for everything. For anything, for a general person, doctors are specialists.
yes, sir.
And from specialists, you are getting super specialization.
Yes, sir.
That's a route.
Yes, sir.
But you are saying that from specialization, you will go to generalization.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Sir, I think it will suit my growth as well. My ability as a specialist can be superseded by my ability as a journalist. I suppose, sir, that is my introspection of myself, that I could serve more as a generalist as compared to a specialist, which is restricted to a particular, as you said, sir, a particular body part or a particular organ of the body.
Okay, one small last question here. They've changed the names of local engineering college into IITs, local hospitals, big hospitals into AIMS, right? They've not opened new AIMS, they've changed the names to AIMS like. Some new as of. What happens? Why do we change the names? What difference does it make? Why should we?
So the time when I entered my college, it was only the third year of my institute. My institute was began in the first wave of new aims that were approved. Sir, I think, sir, the quality that the aims aspire to give to the people. Like my city does not have. My city only had one big medical college, government medical college, in the government medical college, GMC Gandhi Medical College, Bhopal. And after opening of AIMS, we have seen people AIMS as projected as an institute of tertiary care, an institute, Apex Institute of Referral as well. So, sir, over the years, I have seen patients who used to get treatment in Gandhi Medical College now getting transferred to AIMS because they are in the hope of getting a tertiary care in the city. Opening more AIMS in new cities will provide people with the tertiary care that they need, and for which they had to go to big cities for that.
AIMS is different.
Yes, sir.
When you change the name of existing institution into AIMS,
Yes, sir.
then what happens? Why should you change the name? Gandhi Medical College is a good name.
Yes, sir.
Change it to AIMS.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Sir,
Because tomorrow you will be chief secretary.
Yes, sir.
You will be recommending all these things.
Yes, sir.
And the government will do it.
Yes, sir.
Why should you recommend? What will happen?
Anything to do with the benchmarks of health?
Nothing changes or something changes when you shift from GMC to AIMS.
So first of all, sir, the first thing that changes is, I think, the funding that the colleges get. The government medical colleges in Bhopal are being funded by the state government. When they are changed into AIMS, they are funded by the central government, sir. And as we know, sir, as more and more calls are there to bring uniformity in the health sector throughout the country, sir, I think changing them into AIMS will bring more uniformity in the health sector throughout the country and will ensure that the similar standards of healthcare is provided across the nation in the form of AIMS, because then they will be managed by the committee formed by the central government.
Okay. So, as you already said during the course of your conversation with the panelists, that there is poor patient-doctor ratio in the country. In such a situation, we need more doctors, and if the serving doctors switch on to administration, is it a good decision?
Sir, my decision was after considering this fact as well, and then my decision came to the fact that I want, by converting myself, shifting myself to the civil services, I can act as an enabler to the doctor fraternity as well. If the policy formulation.
You are a district magistrate and you have to look after the overall administration. Where will you have time to look into this thing always?
So,
you will delegate this. It is already there with the chief medical officer and other assistants.
Yes, sir. Sir, as I have seen with the examples of the IAS officers who were doctors doing great work in my city, I think, sir, the specialization, the knowledge that they have will somewhere be used in betterment of the work. It exponentially increases the efforts.
Okay, tell me one thing. There has been a wave of COVID-19 all over the world. Why was it so? The countries which were said to be very much developed, having very advanced healthcare systems, they could not escape the wrath of COVID-19. But in a country like India, comparatively, the impact was less. What could be the reasons? The reasons are historic, related to our roots, culture, or something else.
So it could be first of all, sir, the India was the first thing that India did after after it was ascertained that it's a pandemic and it's gonna affect the whole continent. A lockdown was put in India, which was earlier than any of the countries, any of the developed nations. So the first thing that's actually stops the spread of coronavirus is reducing the contact between people. So by using the lockdown technique, we were able to minimize the contact between people, and that could have that must be one of
But
the
recent
reasons.
study says that the virus survives in your gut and it reaches the sewerage also. It can spread from there also. So there should have been something among Indians which naturally made them handle that situation better than other populations.
Sir, I guess, sir, our
Make a comparison. If you look at the animals in West and animals in the Indian context, they survive better many of the diseases.
Sir, I think India is a tropical country, already prone to many tropical countries with warm climates are already prone to many infectious diseases, sir. And multiple exposure to infectious diseases increases the innate immunity of the individual.
Now there is a case within India again. If you look at the different parts of the country, corona or any other such pandemic or diseases, why is it so that Kerala is the first to report in large numbers such cases? What could be the reason?
Sir, one reason that comes to mind.
Chikungunya, dengue, then this COVID-19. Again and again, this is happening.
So one reason that comes to my mind is Kerala has a lot of population of immigrants and people coming from traveling from state to the state and outside the state. That could be reason for bringing, maybe one of the reasons.
But then
that
it should spread to other states also, no? In the same rate, at the same rate.
So the health surveillance of Kerala is advanced enough to detect, and they are. I'm not very sure, sir, but I think they are more proactive in.
Hot, humid climate with many carriers, vectors. This could be the reason.
This could be reason, sir. Yes, sir.
Please find out. Okay. So, anyways, now pollution is becoming a menace not only for Delhi but entire set of cities. Most of our cities are at the top when it comes to pollution, right? So we are talking a lot about all this. What are the practical remedies to solve this problem in the long term?
Yes, sir. Sir, one of the most practical remedy that comes to my mind after seeing this one example in my city only, the factories which are situated within the city limits should be either be fitted with the better machinery to reduce the smoke, or provisions should be made to shift those factories somewhere beyond the city limits. One thing is which I have seen has caused pollution in my city, in the area that I live. Secondly, sir, in the long term, after the switch that we are making to cleaner fuels,
but they are saying that the electrical vehicles are going to cause more pollution in the long run as compared to the traditional fuels being used. This is also a concern because the battery used, when they are disposed or used, they also create certain kind of chemicals.
Yes, sir, they do. In the long term, they do. And in considering that India is a hot country, we really require a lot of battery changes as compared to Western countries. And India does not have a definite legislation for disposal of those batteries.
See, you would have seen that recently the Ministry of External Affairs also complained that on various parameters, when different agencies in the world are rating India, their ratings, they say they are impractical. They are always showing India at the lower end on various parameters, whether it is, some kind of human development indices or Transparency International Law and Order, such institutions. So, what is your perception about this?
Sir, I think the Ministry of External Affairs is right in condemning these reports, because I believe that the reports are not very much, the criteria used by this report is not customized according to the Indian reality, which might have caused the decline in India's position. But sir, in recent times we have been improving in the global indices. We have improved in the global hunger.
Suppose you are a doctor.
Yes, sir.
And you come across a case where you are a gynecologist, say. There is a mother about to give birth to a child, and the situation is such that you can save only one, either the mother or the child. Whom would you save? What will be your priority?
So it's my decision, or generally the decision is up to the relatives or the first point of care.
Present your viewpoint, keeping that point also in mind.
So if I present the situation to the father per se of the new baby or the husband, sir, if given an option, sir, I would recommend him to save the mother in this case.
Why?
So my primary reason would be that the child, since the pregnancy can happen again, but if a child is born without a mother, that will be more.
What if it is said that mother will not be able to bear a child again?
Sir, there are multiple, since the advancement of technology, there are multiple ways to produce a baby if the mother herself is not able to bear one, she can opt for surrogacy or any other artificial reproduction techniques. But if the mother is not there, then these techniques would be of no use, and the father will obviously.
So you are clear-cut making the case that you will try to save mother without saying that I will endeavor to save the child as well. I will put in my best.
Sir, if given an option, sir, I would definitely prefer to save the mother.
Okay, fine.
What is the latest development in relations between India and UAE? There was yesterday a very good news. India-UAE trade. Have any idea? Okay, no problem. We have started payment in rupees for the crude import from UAE. Now, where is the Parliament of South Africa?
Sir, I know the capital is different, and it's Cape Town.
Cape Town. Who is the chief guest of the forthcoming Republic Day parade?
So we have invited French President Emmanuel
Macron. Has he
Macron.
accepted?
So I have.
Yes, he has.
Yes, sir.
Now, something from your zoology. Which insect dies immediately after giving birth to the little ones? Or dies within a few days?
So one insect that came to my mind is Sarcoptes scabies worm usually dies after giving birth.
Scorpion?
So I have.
And which male insect dies immediately after mating?
So honeybees?
Honeybees. Good. Now, just one small thing. There is allegation that doctors avoid rural postings.
That's true.
Yes, sir.
Is it true? And if so, what is the remedy for this? That's the last question from me.
Sir, yes, it is true. I have seen amongst my batchmates as well, people usually avoid doing the rural postings. So there are multiple reasons for this. One of the first reasons that comes to my mind is the specialist doctors, like the ones who have done their specialization in surgery specifically, complained that there are no setups there in the rural hospitals for them to show their skills. And the longer they go without actually practicing surgery, the less competent they become afterwards. So they avoid going to the rural setups where there are not proper OTs, operation theatres, where they can perform surgeries. Secondly, sir, the second reason is one of the reasons that we faced during our college times was the sense of insecurity, lack of security in the rural areas. Like we were supposed to be posted throughout the night as well, but due to the non-availability of security guards, we used to be called back by the evening itself. So another reason is security. Third reason is, sir, regarding there is some perception which I have seen personally in amongst the rural against the female doctors. They are still not very, the males there are still not very comfortable telling their problems to female. That creates a barrier for the female doctors to practice in the rural areas. Also, sir, regarding the government bonds that the government gives to the doctors for rural practice, they offer salaries which are way less than what they earn in the cities. So on economic front as well, sir, they are not motivated to join the rural posting, sir.
Okay.
And how do you intend to improve on these as an administrative officer? How can these be overcome?
So, ma'am, my first priority would be to ensure that the safety of doctors is 100% guaranteed in the rural setups. So, at least for the initial stages, they are not threatened by for their own life. Secondly, ma'am, I would like to at some point start primitive OTs or at least minor OTs in the primary health centers or the sub health centers, where actually the doctors can still practice their skills in the center. And thirdly, ma'am, my remedy would be to try to create a equal pay scale for doctors working in the rural setup.
Good.
One last question, man.
Yes, sir.
Which region of the country has got the largest percentage of tribal population?
Sir, if I'm not correct, I think Madhya Pradesh only has got one of the largest populations of tribal.
I said largest percentage region is Northeast. Absolute numbers, definitely Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh.
Okay.
Right. And even though we don't have much to boast about when it comes to modern architecture, Madhya Pradesh has something. Can you throw some light on this?
So, modern architecture, the recent times, there has been formation of the Mahakal Lok.
Some government buildings are cited as examples of modern architecture in India. They are from Madhya Pradesh. Just check out, okay?
Sir, Charles Korea built the Legislative Assembly of Madhya Pradesh.
Right, right.
It is one of the examples of modern.
Have you seen this building?
From outside, sir, I have. But
How does it look like?
I can't recall, sir.
What is a mural?
Yes, sir?
Mural. M-U-R-A-L.
Sir, mural is a kind of a wall painting where the painting is done on a rock or
Only on walls.
on your walls.
They are done only on walls.
No, sir, not.
And who was the most famous mural artist?
Sir, I can't.
It was Picasso.
Yes.
Pablo Picasso. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Thank you.